Hello, friends of Skele Vader. Welcome to, what is this, episode, goodness, 10? No,
Technically 11 if
11, episode
counting our special that we had earlier this week.
11. That's right, that's right. It has been a long week. We'll get to that, but happy episode 11 of Toy Frenzy. I'm Skele Vader, and this is my amazing co-host, OZtradamus Toyz, the Wizard of Oz. How's it going, Oz?
It's going good, man. Been a long, hard week already.
Whew. So you just started a new job, right? This is exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, started a new job earlier this Monday. So been at regular full work day all week, and on top of that doing live show Monday,
Yeah,
doing our surprise live on Tuesday,
yeah,
and now I'm back into it again for another one.
yeah. It's been an exciting week, and there's been a lot to talk about, so it makes sense. And then to add all that excitement on with starting a new job and all that stuff, that's a lot.
Yeah, yeah. Last night I actually ended up crashing out and just completely passing out.
I don't blame you, man. I do not blame you. I wanted to do that tonight, and then I was like, no, we're really excited to open up these Grizzlors. So
Hey, we've been waiting a long time.
we've been very patient, folks. I usually try and get the toy home, get the camera on the tripod, get the thing open, videotape it, then edit the thing. But mainly it's because I want to get it open and take it out into the wild and take a picture with it. But Oz and I have been very patient, and we're very excited to share this with you all. This is going to be fun. Um, we've got a lot of folks here in the chat. Let's go through them. What do you say?
Yeah, definitely.
So, Gamer Bud, good to see you. Good to have you here.
Awesome gamer, bud. Always glad to have you.
So, real quick, we Gamer Bud, as those of you that watch this show, he's our first and sole Patreon, and as a sort of like a nod to that amazing stature that he holds. I asked him to send me a couple of questions, so we're gonna do a Gamer Bud discussion in a little bit. And we've got Carol Geis, welcome back.
Sis in the chat. Hey.
And Triangle Flakes, new to the channel.
Triangle Flakes, so glad you could make it. Thank you for being here.
Welcome. And of course, we got Thanos Copter.
Absolutely. It's awesome, Thanos Copter. Great to see you again.
Good to see you. And Duchess of Darkness.
Ah, there she is, Duchess. So glad to have you.
And then we've got, here we go. I'm going to skip over some of their internal dialogue. We'll go right to the Prowler. Welcome. Good to see you again.
Awesome to see you out, Prowler. Thanks for making it.
Hey, and we got Major Issues Comics joining us again. This is great.
Awesome. Good to see you. Glad to have you back.
Good to see you. And we've got Nolan.
Nolan, it's always a pleasure. Thank you for showing up.
And Rhea Black. Good to see you again.
So glad to have you back as well. Awesome.
It's great to see you all here again. A couple of you are new. This is fantastic. Oh, and we got just popped in Jay Peregrine. Welcome back.
Jay Peregrine, thanks for showing up, man. I hope you're feeling all right.
It means a lot to us that you're all here. And so, and here we go. Hey, Oz. Hello, everyone. Yeah, all right. Well, good. We just so you know, for those of you that are new to the chat, we really love this engagement with you all. So if you have any questions or thoughts, be sure to post them here, and we'll do our best to answer them as we go along in this dialogue. And you know what? This is a good way to sort of start the conversation, Gamer Bud. Kind of bummed I missed out today on the Target Masterverse sales on She-Ra and Hordak, but I did manage to get New Eternia He-Man for $14 on Amazon, which it's still up at that price if anyone needs it. The New Eternia He-Man, $14 on Amazon. That's great. I think Gamer Bud and Oz, you're checking all these things too. I think the Masterverse sales continue for 3 days. Did I read that right?
I do believe so. It's supposed to carry into the weekend. I don't know that it's going to carry through the whole weekend, but I believe it carries into the weekend. And it actually seems to be pretty much across the board. I don't know if that was intentional or just something that because one retailer was putting it on sale, other retailers have put it up to be competitive.
Okay, yeah. So I'm looking at the app right now, the Target app, and the Masterverse Sunman is just pulling that up. Is the first one that popped up for me is still 13.99, folks.
Oh
Um,
man.
and I don't know if you've all watched Collecting Classics review, but of this or anybody else's review of the Sunman Masterverse figure, but it's an amazing figure. Those wings alone are worth it, and goodness knows, like 13.99. That's an amazing deal.
Yeah, yeah, really is.
And then we've got GamerBud again. New Eternia Beastman is 23. The Sunman 3-pack is down to 34. Yeah, so these sales are still going on, folks. Go on to Target and order them. I'm GamerBud's icon is Mantena, and I still keep looking for Mantena to pop up because I kind of missed the boat on that one, unfortunately, and I'm hesitant to buy Mantena at the Big Bad Toy Store price because I want to find them in the wild, but I also want to get them at a reasonable price. But that figure is amazing.
Well, I think that's the hard part, really, because I mean, we know we can get them from Big Bad Toy Store or Entertainment Earth, like they're there. You know you can go get them, but you kind of want to take the chance of getting it in store because you're just going to get it not only a couple bucks cheaper off the price, but then you don't have to worry about shipping. So it's kind of playing a game because you never know when they're going to sell out and if
Yeah.
it will be available again. It's a rough call to make.
And Carol says that it's on sale till Saturday, but nothing is available. Yeah, nothing's available in the stores. So I think most of those figures you have to order them. I mean, I've seen a lot of Beastmen in the stores recently,
Yeah.
but so that might be the case, right? I mean, I want to get. I want to support Big Bad Toy Store. I really admire their. I mean, I'm a huge supporter. I've got 3 of these stickers here, as much as I can be, when I can afford it. And so I'm gonna bite the bullet, I know, to get that Mantenna. But also, I've seen. I think it's the international packaging, and I'm an opener, so I don't really mind. But the problem with I have the opposite problem with international packaging. I want to save those on card.
Right.
I feel like that's the like sort of special packaging that I should save on card. So I'm almost more hesitant to open those than I am the US releases.
Well, my biggest thing is I like collecting the mini comics.
Yeah,
And right now, of course, with getting 4 per wave, basically the same
yeah,
mini comic, I have a complete running. I've got the lineup full, except for the Mattel Creations exclusives. At least 2 copies of each one that I put aside, one for myself and one for my son,
yeah.
so that he has a full collection of them as well.
Hmm.
And when you get the international packaging, they don't have the words.
I know, and that's another reason. See, this is maybe I'm just a lunatic, but like that's another reason why I feel like I gotta save those on card because
Right.
they're special from my perspective. Like they're not. I'm not gonna want to leaf through those comics anyways. I mean, but the novelty of not having any text in there, I feel like that's something I gotta save for some reason.
Yeah.
Thanos Copter, I got 3 months worth of pre-orders today, and
He's doing that pile of loot.
doing the pile of loot, right? Because shipping isn't so bad with Big Bad Toy Store if you do the pile of loot.
No,
Um,
because it's a flat rate. So they just keep throwing stuff in there until you like, all right, bring it. Which I think is a great thing if you don't mind waiting.
right, and that's the trick. That's the hardest part for me is is the waiting, and I know that's just something I've got to go to therapy for or something, but it's
Well,
just it's hard.
in our line of work too, where we're doing these kind of things, online and we're doing live unboxing. the faster the better. I
Mhm.
mean, you know, like we were both excited to get Grizzlor and do the Grizzlor unboxing. People can go watch like a dozen videos already of Grizzlor
Yeah.
being unboxed and everything because we've had to wait so long to do ours.
Right.
You know, so that's where the flair and the personality comes in. Because even though these things, you know, it's been like a month now, other people have already done theirs, and we're just doing ours now. But that's because you can't get what we bring on their channels.
Way to word it. That's perfect. Yeah, we opening it together, it becoming this whole event is kind of
That's
exciting.
right.
I mean, I think, and I don't want anyone to think that I haven't watched as many unboxing videos of Grizzlor as I possibly can.
Oh God, I've watched them all.
I've watched them over and over again. This figure is amazing, so I'm really excited. Corey, welcome, Corey. That's very sweet of you. Other people are boring. Well, I think we won't say anything about that. Appreciate I'm going to take that as a compliment, though. Look,
That's right.
we just lost 2 viewers once we posted that up there, Corey.
No.
But yeah. Oh gosh, yeah. I don't know about that, gamer, but a big yeah. The confidence, yes.
That's all right.
Yeah, Triangle Flakes. Oz and I are like right now. I know Oz. Like he and I are both like sweating and nervous. Any of these compliments make us feel very uncomfortable. But we'll take them.
We appreciate it. Thank you all very much.
Yeah, yeah. So, what do you think, Oz? Should we do Gamer Buds questions because they're
Yes.
pretty awesome. They're pretty great. All right. So I'm just gonna pull them up on my phone and I'll read them and then we'll answer them.
Absolutely.
And his questions, he has answers. He has his own answers for the questions too. So that's very cool. And Gamer Bud, just chime into the chat if I get this wrong. But I'm just gonna read it as I have it. Okay. First question from our sole Patreon, Gamer Bud. Thank you so much for being a Patreon of the Skele Vader channel. It means a lot. And here we go. This is based on the whole He-Man 40th anniversary 4-pack drama, right? That it didn't really succeed on Mattel Creations. Is it still available?
Yes.
They
It's
thought,
still
yeah. So they thought it was going to sell out. It didn't sell out. It's still available. As you will, hopefully, you've all seen my video where I unboxed the 4-pack that I got from my big trade with Pedro. But that thing is surprisingly cool, folks. So, and I feel like the packaging. I wasn't sure. I feel like the packaging makes it worth that amount. But I certainly wasn't able to fork over that amount. But yeah, Gamer Bud, I typed 3 paragraphs for each question. You sure did, but we're going to go through it. Ready? First question, based on the 4-pack drama. If you could make your own dream 4-pack, and it gets more detailed here, or 4-pack set, meaning you can do a hero 4-pack and a villain 4-pack, 8 figures in all, in both sets, what figures would it be? So you got a 4-pack and a 4-pack, right? Heroes and villains 4-pack. What would it be? This can be in any style of figures from any company that has made Motu figures from any era. So that could be. That's kind of. I'm so glad you added that in there. That's part of my answer for sure. What you just said there and that parenthetical at the end. Should we answer first, Oz, or should I give you Gamer Bud's answer first?
Go for Gamer Buds. Go ahead and read his answer first, and then we got it.
I like that you actually thought about it. You thought about it first, and then gave the answer. All right, so here's Gamer Bud's answer. Mine would be a set of all the mini comic figures, but split up to entice you to buy both. So the 4 that we're getting as a PowerCon exclusive: He-Man, Skeletor, Merman, Beastman, Man-at-Arms, and then Triclops and Stratos. Split them up as heroes and villains, and give them proper accessories, right? Because we saw that that's kind of an issue. Stratos comes with his neck feathers, belt and weapon, etc. Trapjaw has the metallic paint on his cyborg parts, and Triclops with the more appropriate paint apps. And the boxes are themed and colored to heroes in the Alcala style, right? The Alfredo Alcala style, which I think is key here. I absolutely, and then of course, similar to the two pack, the 40th anniversary two pack coming with the original mini comics. What do you think about that, Oz?
I think it's a great idea. Like for especially if you were like looking to like maybe re-release already released things, just straight Lords of Power slash mini comic versions, and like Gamer Bud said, split it up.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's a great idea. Fantastic.
I might, as some of you may know, I first fell in love with Masters of the Universe was through the mini comics and through that Alfredo Alcala art, and I definitely would be on board for something like this.
Yeah.
Definitely throw back to the barbarian era, weird Masters of the Universe, early mini comics. How about you, Oz? What would you do? What would you do? How would you reinvent the four pack?
All right. So I went a little bit of a different route. So if doing a four pack, I'd want to have for the hero side, the royal family. So I'm talking King Randor, Prince Adam, Queen Marlena, and doing Adora as well. Not Shira,
Oh,
but Adora. So just straight royal family and the two hero and hero, heroic side personalities instead. Doing
yes.
it that way. I want to do that for a four pack. And for the villains, I kind of wanted to go the underrated, lesser bad guys that we don't see as much of. So, like a Count Marzo, an Evil Seed, um, Geldor from the mini comic,
Yes.
and oh shoot, now I can't think of his name from. Let me find my pad of paper. I actually wrote it down just so in case I forgot. Lodar, that's his name.
Mhm.
Lodar from the other. I don't want to say that word because I think we might get. I don't know if we get dinged for saying the word or not. But hey, whatever it is. Uh, but yeah, from that mini comic as well, just like this four pack of villains that you don't get a whole lot of,
Yeah.
in the different forms of media. I mean, Cal Marzo and Evil Sea both had a bit more of a time to shine
Yes.
in 2000X than they did in the original filmation. But, as far as toys go, like classics did, and then we even got Evil Seed again with the Super 7 Ultimates. But, I mean, these are some pretty awesome and powerful villains that just don't get as much love. So I'd like to see more of them.
Yeah, for sure. Like and what iterations? Like Gamer Bud went on to talk about how it'd be great to see filmation style origins. The transforming He-Man, She-Ra, and then also like uh, uh, sorry, I'm just reading through the box folds out with He-Man and She-Ra. The box folds out into two, like a book displaying all the figures, the front and the back being Crystal Palace and Castle Grayskull. I love all that. This is like he really thought about this.
He did.
But what iterations of those sort of villains would it be? Would it be based on this is interesting because it could be based on the cartoon. It could be based on the classics version of the cartoon characters.
Right.
How do you envision it?
So I mean, I want everybody in origin style, of course,
Yeah,
because we're
or
going with the theme of that four pack. So I want
yeah,
everybody in origin style. But 2000X Count Marzo, 2000X Evil Seed,
yeah.
and of course, the other two, Lodar and Geldor from the mini comics.
Mhm.
That's their only continuity. So, bring them in all origin style. And again, like I would say, since the King Randor figure that's already out is sort of in color like the filmation style, let's do a filmation style King Randor, Queen Marlena, Adora, and Prince
Yes.
Adam.
For sure, for sure. That's great. I would totally get on board for that. Especially the royal family idea.
Yeah.
It makes so much sense, and you could even like include. You don't advertise it, but you include Cringer in there.
Yeah,
As
why not?
sort of a surprise figure that you get in the back. I'm really sad that I missed out on the Merlina Cringer classics, and impossible to find even just the Cringer
Right.
himself at a reasonable price.
That's the key word there, reasonable price.
Yes, they're available, but are they
Mhm.
reasonable? Yeah, no. So my 4-pack concept comes from a discussion that that I happened upon. How did this discussion happen? Goodness, now I can't remember. Was it you and I that talked about it? But I would love to see not Origins, but one of them being Origins. I'd love to see a version of each He-Man and Skeletor through the years. So the vintage style, reproduced vintage style He-Man, the vintage style reproduced New Adventures, and so because Hasbro reproducing those Kenner style Star Wars figures
Right.
shows me that even if we're reworking, if we're resculpting them, they're the molds might exist, but we can anybody people can scan them and resculpt these vintage figures. It'd be really cool to have sort of have the figures through the ages as they were released. But I don't know. I don't know about that, because I think part of the sale, part of what sells this to us is that they're in origin style.
Right.
Um, so, but I would love to. I thought about it. I was like, I really want to see. I want to. I want to. I missed out on the re-releases that came out. What was that? 1999 or 2000. The reproductions of the vintage figures.
Yeah, that was 2002. It was the 20-year
2002.
anniversary.
Right. And I missed out on those. It would be great to open a vintage figure again, and have that experience.
Right.
Here we go. We've got Eltenda, Hordak, 2 Horde troopers, and the robots. Yeah, that would be awesome.
I agree. I think 4-packs are the way to go for like these army builders. And I think like, they should do something along like with those skeleton warrior things. I want to see a 4-pack.
Oh
I'd
yeah,
like to see a 4-pack of Royal Guards. Don't give me all the extra swappable parts. You already did that. Just give me 4 more of them in a single 4-pack.
yeah. So,
And Horde troopers and Skeletor's little floating robots and all like that. Bring it. Let's do it.
right. Gamer Bud, another idea, the Times of Eternia 4-pack. So Eldor and Hero, Hero 2, Son of He-Man and Tila, Skeletine. For those of you that don't know, there's this whole other story in the comic books of the sort of the children of these characters, right?
That's right.
So man, I think that'd be cool too.
Yeah.
Snake Men with different colors. Hey, Mega J, welcome to
That's
it.
right. Good to see you, Mega J. Thank you for making it.
Thank you for making it. Horde commanders, men and women, for sure.
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
I'd love to just see more army builder packs. I really would.
I still really want the parts pack,
Yes.
body
That
parts.
needs to happen.
I mean, I just am loving mixing up these body parts. I want to create new characters. I want to have those options. I want to have some heads that I don't recognize in that part.
That's right.
Armor I don't recognize. Let's like throw some craziness into here. I mean, Mattel did that back in the day. Let's do it by
Right.
putting, things that we hadn't seen before on other characters. So yeah, let's do that. All right, the second question from Gamer Bud. Then I know that I know Corey here, just chilling, waiting to see the Grizzlor thing. So we'll get to that. We're gonna get to that, I promise. But we got one more question from Gamer Bud. Listen, folks, if you want to have your questions discussed in depth like this, become a Patreon. That's one of the perks.
That's right.
Second question: What would it be? What would be your dream Motu crossover, and what figure set would you like to see? This can be anything that has happened in the past or now. So DC Comics crossover, Injustice Comics, etc. I have one character crossover that I would love to see, but Oz, how about you?
So I really didn't need to think about this one as hard as I did. Because I was trying to think who would I really want to cross over into like a Motu world, or who would I want the Motu world to go over to? And then
Hmm.
I realized it actually already happened, and they've even made toys of it.
Okay.
So when I was a kid growing up, I always wanted like my wrestling figures to be like my
Yes.
He-Man figures.
Yeah.
And they did it. They did the whole WWE Eternia, or Masters of WWE Eternia. It's already happened. I'm in love with it, and I wish the line would continue. I know they've already, you know, they've wrapped it up, they finished with it, and then they moved on to the Superstars line using the Motu bucks and body system, and now they moved on, but it's still really, really cool. And yeah, I was going to say there's been a lot of really awesome crossovers, because I was thinking along those lines too, like maybe a Black Star and He-Man crossover, or even oh god, now my brain's farting it out and I can't think of it.
Oh, you say Black Star, and I immediately think of Thundar the Barbarian as well.
Yeah,
Like it would be cool to have He-Man or the villains in that world too.
yeah, that would have been a neat one. Is it Golden Lance? I want to say Golden Lance, but it doesn't feel right.
Golden Axe, I think.
Not Golden Axe. This was
Oh, no,
another
no.
80s cartoon
Oh,
where he had like the lance, and it was like this energy lance, and now I gotta
oh,
look it up because
yeah.
it's gonna
We'll
bug
have to
me.
look it up. Maybe somebody in the chat will help us out with that. I know what you're talking about. I can see it. So while you're doing that, Gamer Bud's answer is, as a kid, my two favorite things were Legend of Zelda and Masters of the Universe. And Gamer Bud uh, always drew pics of a crossover between them, right? He would also love to see New Adventures and Silverhawks. That makes so much sense.
Yeah,
So much sense.
really
Love to
does.
see that.
All right, so I did find it. It's Galtar and the Golden Lance.
Galtar. Thanos Copter said Goltar or something like that. Yeah,
Right.
nice.
Yeah.
That's cool. Um, my answer to this is I would love to see just one figure where we combine the characteristics of one character into the characteristics of another, and it makes so much sense. It'd be really cool to see a Swamp Thing Moss Man with the pine scent, with the flocking, with Swamp Thing styling. Design, but
Right.
everything else Moss Man. And come up with a whole story and stuff like that. But that's really only one figure I think I'd really love to see. But again, reading New Adventures He-Man and Silverhawks together, that would be amazing.
That would be really cool.
And I think we need to see the pictures he drew. Yeah, so he drew pics of the crossover between them. Yeah, GamerBud, can you send those to me? I know you have my email, or even through Patreon, send them to me, and we'll look at those. Check this out. I love this. You don't mind me sharing this, GamerBud, do you? But here we go. So New Adventures He-Man and Silverhawks. New Adventures He-Man doesn't get enough love. Oz and I totally agree. I love the villains from New Adventures. And he was 4 when the show came out, and it was his favorite thing to run around the house with the electronic New Adventures Power Sword and the Skeletor staff. And I can imagine little Gamer Bud wielding those weapons, pretending to be pretending to be in the Legend of Zelda game too, going on these journeys and quests. So that's awesome. Gamer Bud, thank you for sending those in. John says, I'd really like to see a Final Fantasy crossover with Motu. That would be really interesting.
I think that would be neat to check out. Sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I always love Final Fantasy anyway, so I mean.
Yeah, that would be amazing. I just want to see. So last night on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, they did this. He did this thing with Reese Witherspoon where she had to. They had actors on the stage pretending to do something, and she had to guess what it was. And he had a guy dressed as He-Man and a guy dressed as Yoda, and they were playing the tortilla slap challenge. The I don't know. I just learned about it last night, but apparently there's a thing called the tortilla slap challenge. That ages me, I guess. But
crazy kids.
So, but I want to see. When that happened, I got super excited to see that. When He-Man and Skeletor showed up in the Chipmunks, no, not Chipmunks, Chip and Dale movie. Sorry, Chip and Dale movie. I got to get my animals correct. When they showed up in that was awesome. I want to see the characters from Masters of the Universe show up in everything, just appear in the background, or just show up in any movie that references pop culture. I want to see it. I want more of those moments like we have in The Princess Bride of seeing the action figures behind Fred Savage, right?
That's right.
So
well, even in Stranger Things, when they pop up, I was like,
yeah. I
they
mean,
were such a big part of the 80s, so it was perfect.
Yes, that was that was great. And yeah, all that stuff, all those little surprises are fantastic. Oh wait, here we go. I do have a pic of me with the New Adventures Gold Armor set, but not with the weapons.
Right.
Hey, we'll take it. Let's see those drawings if you have them still, and let's see that picture. We would love to see that.
Do it. We've all seen my little kid pictures on here.
Yeah,
and everything.
I wish I had pictures of me opening that stuff up, but I just don't. So I can live vicariously through all y'all. Let's see. Oh yeah, I set up a Motu TMNT crossover last night playing with your Toyz Thanos Copter. That's awesome.
Nice.
That's awesome. Oh, here we go. Corey. Why don't they have, Scooby-Doo crossed over with everything. What the heck?
That's right. Well, Hanna-Barbera versus Filmation, I guess. I don't know.
But so many IPs showed up in Scooby-Doo, the Harlem Globetrotters, Kiss, who else? The Three Stooges, Batman and Robin.
Yeah, absolutely. They've crossed over with just about everybody. They've crossed over with the WWE superstars. So see, that's where you do you bridge it straight through,
Yeah. All right, so we need that. Whoever's in charge of making Scooby-Doo cartoons today, we need that crossover.
I have a Mystery Machine right across the room from me, and I have some Scooby-Doo figures around here somewhere.
Nice. I'm a big fan. Big fan. I follow an Instagram page that posts just background art from Scooby-Doo cartoons.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So, all right, we've got a little treat here. Ray from Collecting Classics is driving. Wait a minute, you're driving.
Driving.
Welcome to it, Ray.
We've got a guys on the road. Look at this.
I am on the road coming to you guys live.
I don't want to have to see an accident happen.
We are at a red light right now. I am across the street from McDonald's, and I'm going to get an adult Happy Meal.
There you go.
I like that Grimace toy you got, Skele Vader, and I need to get one.
Yeah, we're here. You gotta see if you can get all the places around here are currently sold out now. See if you can see what you can get. Let me know what you find.
Yeah, I just came back from Target. For anybody who got the Sunman 3-pack or the Hordak from Target in the last week, it has gone on sale. so you can go back, return it, and then get a few. You can recoup a few bucks. So I just returned the Sunman and Hordak, and it saved me like $30.
Yeah, folks, if you have your stuff, go to Target before the end of tomorrow or before the weekend, and try and get some money back. I think it might work. Just so you know, I tried that once before. I forget what figure it was for, but I tried it once before and it didn't work. So I got kind of shot down with that. But it.
No. That's not how that works. Believe me, I worked in retail. Whoever shot you down on that, if they were one of my employees, they'd have been out the door.
I'm too nice. I'm like, all right, are you sure? And I cried a little.
Oz runs a tight ship, baby. Let me tell you.
You take care of your people. I'm sorry, that's unacceptable.
Yeah.
Mega J is asking, what kind of freaky grimace is that, Skelevator? This is, I just discovered this right at the beginning of this week that they were going to come up with Happy Meals that have these. They're adult Happy Meals, and this company, Cactus Plant Flea Market, is like a clothing company. We're gonna let Ray go for a little bit so he can order his food.
No, I'm here. I'm in line. I'm at the Golden Arches.
Oh, okay.
We have a McDonald's truck, and in the parking lot, they got to be restocking soon or something. And I'm excited to be here. Hey, I'm just tuning in. So, what are your guys' reaction on the Grizzlor? You guys popped a Grizzlor, right?
We're getting to that.
You want to stick around while we do this?
Yeah, no, I'm
All
down.
right.
Is Jay in the room? Did he come on yet?
He's not in the room, but he's chiming into the chat. So he's asking right now about this grimace. So I'm going to just tell him a little bit about it. Anybody else that doesn't know, and then we're going to get right into the opening of the Grizzlors. Okay.
That's right.
All right. So so it's an adult Happy Meal, and they team with this company called Cactus Plant Flea Market, and they're like a clothing company. Pretty expensive stuff. I went to their website, like $80 t-shirts and things. But they have their signature thing is 4 eyes in their characters. So they have Birdie and Hamburglar and Grimace, and then their kind of character is like a smiley face guy. And now they're all sold out in my neighborhood, in my area. So it's hard to find it, but it's supposed to be all month. And I ate 2 Happy Meals this week, and I'll tell you, that was enough. That was enough for me. I'm gonna have to take a break. I forgot what McDonald's food does to me. Like I wanted to take a nap right afterwards.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're not going out at night, burning it off with your friends, playing outside, then it's gonna sit in you and coagulate your blood.
I was dragging at work in the afternoon.
Oh, here's the moment. We're live. The Cactus Plant Flea Market Happy Meal right there. I don't know if you guys can see it.
Who knew we'd be talking about this right now? Thank you, Ray, for chiming in.
No problem. Well, hey, I want to see you guys open the Grizzlor. I know you guys have been waiting for it, so let me let you go, and then I'll be watching and tuning in, okay?
I'm going to remove you for now, but I'll keep you in the green room if you want to come back in.
Sure.
Okay. Oz, what were you going to say?
I was just saying, Jay popped up a little earlier there asking if Target does the price adjustments.
Oh, yeah, let's see.
So they definitely will, I guess, depending on who you bring it to. I know a couple weeks ago, I had to go to the store, grab HDMI cable, and online, the HDMI cables, like they were regularly priced at $10. And on the website, they had a markdown to $2. And I was like, whoa, that's a great deal.
Yeah.
So we needed it anyway. My aunt and I got in the car, went to Target. I went to go pick it up. The shelf tag said they were on sale for $8.99, not $2. I went to an employee and asked, and they told me they would do the price match at the front when I walked up. I went up to the front. They rang it up. It came up at the $8.99 price. I showed them online that it was $2. And they went through every little thing trying to figure out that this was not the HDMI cable that was on sale for $2, but all the SKUs, everything matched up, and she had to give it to me for the $2, and I bought 3 of them.
Man, that's rough. So what's the key? The key thing is to be patient and to know your stuff. Go in there with the knowledge. Don't do like I did, which was, hey, this is on sale now. Can I get a refund for the certain amount of money or the balance? And then they say no, and I just walk away and cry to myself. Don't do that. Be patient. Do your research when you walk in. But folks, see, Amazon just refunded $2 for that reason. There you go. So companies have to honor this if there's any sales going on. And now people are chiming into the chat that about McDonald's. Boo buckets are coming too. We're really excited about that.
Yes.
And Gamer Bud sent the drawings and other images to my Instagram. So we'll have a look at those. Probably not tonight. I'm going to look at them first, and then we're going to talk about them the next time. But shall we get going with the Grizzlor?
Yeah.
So here we go. Look at this. Corey, tuned in for Grizzlor got trolled with creepy McDonald toys. Yes. So sorry about that, but this is a very exciting time. Very exciting time for creepy McDonald's toys.
You know, and it's funny they call it an adult Happy Meal, and with what it kind of looks like.
Yes. So, Carol wants you to check your phone if you can. This is when you
try
get
to refrain from looking at my phone during these
you
live
get in the
streams.
chat. All right.
All I can say is try changing your zip code.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so we've got some. Oh, he's frozen, but this is really awful. Sold out. We're watching it in real time. Ray is collecting classics. He was in the Happy Meal line, and they're sold out. That's really. This is, and then they're restocking in 2 to 3 hours. He'll be back. He is unrelenting. Good for you, Ray.
There you go, man. Never give up. Never surrender.
And this is good too, Gamer Bud. Grimace is really just a shaved Grizzlor. That's hilarious. All right, let's do this, Oz.
It's time.
It's time. Do you have your? All right. I got to get a more dangerous looking blade. This is very dainty.
Yes, but yours is probably better for cutting open the actual blister. Unfortunately, right now, with me moving everything around, all of my nice, wonderful knives like that are currently packed away in their box. So I took out my cardboard insert.
All right, I got that out now.
Ready?
Oh,
this feels so good.
Oh man.
Got him!
This is so great. All right, look at that.
Yes. Oh.
For those of you that don't have this yet, we're not trying to brag.
Not at all.
This is beautiful. This is very cool.
God, he's fantastic looking.
And Corey is chiming in with some clarification that Grimace is not shaved, folks, but his hair is dyed purple. Yes.
He's going through a punk phase.
Yes. Yeah. Well,
Nolan, it's sometimes things are just well worth the wait. This is one of those things.
I haven't even. Now, this is my first time looking at his face up close.
Right.
This is beautiful.
It's fantastic. I'm loving this.
All right. So, in case you're wondering, there is a little bit of like, where they heat apply the blister on here. It does leave an impression. And I know that's old news for a lot of us, but That's what we got to deal with here. But there's Grizzlor fighting, attacking She-Ra, and
Yep.
back there, the amazing Fright Zone looks really great. Got a crazy little dragon thing with a face.
It's Hordak's shield. That little thing that is a
Oh,
shield for Hordak.
yeah,
That's what that is.
that's amazing. I see it now. I need to
Yep.
get a new glasses prescription. And we also got Modulock too.
Gotta love Modulock, man.
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
All right. So
Oh.
I'm going to open this. I don't do it the way you do it. I've seen the way you do it, and I think that's great, but I always get so scared that I'm gonna cut something. So I'm gonna try and be as not brutal as possible.
Good luck to you, my friend.
Maybe I'll try it your way.
One way you could do it is just cut the top part of the blister off, set your blade on top of the mini comic,
Oh,
and then cut where it goes in, and then just kind of angle the knife up.
all right. Let's see what we can do here. All right, so Oz and I are gonna be very careful. So apologies, folks, for this taking a little bit of time here.
Well, this knife's sharper than the last one, so it's cutting through it a little bit like butter here.
Oh, that's good.
Which is sad that this knife is sharper than a hobby knife, but that'll tell you why, Heck.
This is a good point, Thanos. All the exclusives should have had the pull-off reclosable bubbles.
I completely agree.
We all agree with that. I mean, it should have been.
Like, the fact that they can do it just automatically means they should be doing it for every single one of these.
Amen. All right.
You know what, Corey? Yeah, I probably. He's saying I should do a tutorial on how to open these things.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm no expert, but maybe that'll be something I do on my solo channel.
I'll be watching.
All right. Of course, now after it's slid through quite a bit of the plastic, it's dulled down pretty quick on me here, and I'm trying to still keep it so I can make sure the card looks all nice and pretty.
Okay. I don't know, but that's not bad, right?
You did perfect.
I mean, it's like this, but
no, you did great.
I don't save all these, but I do want to save these.
Right, the ones from Mattel Creations are important.
Now we got the mini comic. And this feels. I'll wait a little bit for Oz here, but I will sort of say this does feel just a little bit thicker. Maybe like a page. No, it's the same. It's the same length, same page count.
Are you sure? Because normally the Mattel Creations ones are a little bit bigger.
It feels bigger, but I feel like I've seen this page count before. But honestly, folks, it's been so long since I've gotten a regular figure. The last mini comic that I looked at was Koldar. So,
and that was a Mattel Creation.
That was a Mattel Creations.
All right.
Yeah, I didn't.
Coming up to the end here, I'm being extra careful. Like I said, the knife dulled down a little, so I want to make sure that I keep the card as minty fresh as possible here. And I don't want the knife to jump and, slice open my stomach.
Gamer Bud, I saved all my card backs for Origins and Masterverse. Masterverse just cut off the back of the box for the art. Hey, that's smart, actually, because I've got one here. This is a little teaser for this weekend. I'm going to do a little live unboxing on my own of this. Whoops. But yeah, the artwork back there is amazing. So that makes sense.
Okay, finally got them separated.
Oh.
Got my Grizzlor out. Now let me get this beautiful mini comic here. Gosh, this thing's gorgeous. Okay, this one does feel a little bit lighter.
Yeah. Okay. So I did feel kind of like it was the same page count as the other ones, but again, I don't have one right here to look at.
Well, I'm absolutely loving the mini comic itself with Fright Zone. I'm only briefly reading through this here. Who is this other dude?
Yeah,
This
there's a
little
guy in there, right?
who's
The green guy?
I want this lizard man.
Yeah, him too.
Apparently their species are called the Slitherian.
All right, I'm going to show those images for folks. Let's see here.
Yeah, take up a full screen so that way they can see it.
Oh, okay, yeah. So there's this lizard guy. I love that they're giving the Fright Zone serpent dragon some screen time. And there's this other guy too. Look at him. He's got glasses. He's got a big head.
Well, they've also got another Trollin in there who's
Yeah.
he's called Azar, so I guess that's my figure.
Azar. There you go.
I'm this awesome, bear of a man in real life, but they make me a puny. Well, I'm still a wizard.
Corey says Lizor.
Let's go for it, Lizor.
Go for it, Lizor.
Because I don't see them actually giving him a name, but I'm not trying to read this word for word. That comes later.
I'm going to do this too here. Is that good for maybe us looking closer at our...
Probably. Yeah.
There we go. So I'm going to bring over my vintage Grizzlor. Here we go, Gamer Bud. I always had in my head canon that Lizard Man and his race is the same race as Saurod was in the '87 movie. That makes so much sense.
Absolutely.
Really. So this is the vintage right here.
Right.
And this is the Origins Grizzlor. Now, the great thing about the Origins Grizzlor is that, let's get his hair, is that you can move his head. And the vintage, of course, you can't move his waist, you can't move his head. You can move his arms and his legs, but that's it.
Yeah.
Corey, no story time?
Sorry, not this time. Maybe I'll do that on my own channel. I'll just go through and read all the mini comics word for word.
Yeah. Oz, do you have your
Friday night story time with Oz?
Yes. So the parts are removable still. You can take the head off, and
That's right.
you can also take I believe you can separate the waist from the, yep.
Yeah, I remember them saying that about the Dark Grizzlor, that he was just as modular.
Yeah.
So I'm loving the fact that they kept that.
Very cool.
His furry loincloth is extra furry.
Yeah. Like, so if you want to give one of your characters a really furry loincloth, just switch them out with Grizzlor's bottom half.
So for those of you who missed out on the 40th 2-pack flocked He-Man loincloth, go ahead and just pop the legs off of this, and you can pop it right on your 40th anniversary Masterverse figure, and you're good to go. You got the extra furry loincloth.
So, yeah, totally. GamerBud says, I hear the Origins Grizzlor has a weird torso if you take his fur off.
Well, he's got a weird head. I can feel that.
You can. It looks like you can lift the fur up. I'm not going to do that, GamerBud. I'm a little bit terrified of doing that, but you can lift the fur off. Seems, at least to that point.
So I think I'm gonna take mine to a salon because this dude needs like a hardcore brushing.
I
You know,
love that.
we could definitely do some styling with the hair.
Yes, for sure.
Now you have your vintage with you.
Yes.
So the back for Grizzlor's harness, is it on the top or the bottom for where the strap is?
Oh, that's interesting. It's the same.
Okay, it's across the top. All right.
So it's across the middle, I would say.
Okay. Skelly, do we still have you? Uh-oh, guys, I think we lost Skelly for a moment. This actually happened with me on Tuesday night when I had everybody on my channel. All of a sudden, I'm the one hosting and I'm streaming, and all of a sudden, StreamYard just dropped me and kept everybody going, which I was really glad it didn't interrupt the stream because I was a little worried about that while that was going on. So my guess is that Skelly will be back with us in just a moment. Uh, so I kind of don't want to review too much more without him here because the whole purpose of this was us supposed to be doing a dual unboxing video and kind of a dual review. Um, but man, it feels really good to hold my favorite Horde character again in the origin style because I loved this guy as a kid. He always reminded me of a werewolf, and he still gives me that feel to this day. I'm absolutely loving that, and what a perfect time of year to get this figure too, right before Halloween. I think it's perfect. Um, so I will go over the mini comic a little bit more while I'm
Wow.
waiting for Scalabator to get back. You're back. Excellent.
I'm back. I lost the internet there for a little bit. That was crazy.
Yeah, you kind of froze up, and I was just saying how the same thing happened to me on Tuesday. All of a sudden,
Yeah.
StreamYard booted me out of my own stream that I'm hosting for just like
Crazy.
a minute or two. And
I'm glad you were able to stay
fortunately,
in.
yeah, fortunately, it kept everybody else in on Tuesday. It kept me in tonight, so I was able to just keep things smoothing along. I didn't move too far without you. Yeah, I was actually just about to go back to the mini comic a little bit because one thing that I loved is if you go to the back, Grizzlor. I'm not sure how many people know too much about Grizzlor himself, but he's basically unbeatable. That's why he's the jailer of the Fright Zone. And the only way to beat him is by making him see his own reflection. And they kept that on the last page of the mini comic, of course. He looks into the pool and sees himself. So
Okay. Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you and I can see you.
Okay. Phew. Crazy. Twilight Zone
Froze up.
stuff happening over here. So
Well,
sorry, continue what you were saying there.
yeah, I was just saying on that very last panel that they show that Grizzlor's weakness is seeing himself. He's so frightening, he sees himself. So they kept that in him seeing himself in a pool of water. So I'm glad that they kept that. I'm really glad that's part of his whole origin thing.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I was also looking at the fact here that one of the other things I like about all these new Horde toys is their little armbands pop off.
Oh, that is awesome.
I love that. Absolutely love it because you can kind of just, you could pop one off and throw it onto another character. Um, you know, I think that's great. Oh, we had Ray for a second there.
I I don't think he knew he was on, so I took him off. Oh, here he is. Here he is.
So we got him back for sure this time.
There he is.
I'm
You're,
back.
All right.
we had internet problems, so we're back now. And Oz was just talking about the armband.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that because you can take it off, throw it on another character, and kind of make them like a horde initiate, which I like.
I don't even know where my Grizzly's at. Oh,
Or
there
you
he is.
could,
Or you can just pop it on. Yeah, there you go. Hey, look, it fits better than the 40th anniversary 2-pack. Well, I don't know. You got those nimble fingers, so your ring might actually fit you.
I don't
Have
know.
Have you gotten any info about that yet?
Oh yeah, my 40th anniversary 2-pack is in Kentucky right now. So
Kentucky.
it's on the way. It's just taken forever to get to me.
It
He
seems
stopped off
like
to get some whiskey.
they shipped it out of California and it went to Kentucky to come back. I mean, I don't know where the distribution centers are, but
it's shipped from the East Coast. I forget from where. But
crazy.
I know. I don't know why, but I'm not complaining. I'm just like waiting for it to get here so I can. Oh, Carol, I can pick it up.
And then you could drive all the way out to Fresno.
Then you have that exactly. Well, I bet if she picked it up and sent it, it would get here faster. FedEx takes forever, man.
That's right.
So if you guys have a little hair comb or a mustache comb, I don't know if you're getting the latency I'm getting. It'll help comb out the hair.
I definitely need to do a little bit of that.
I'm not going to comb this hair, man. I'm going to let it stay crazy.
I'm loving.
Then you get that kind of hair, the Don King.
I love that they kept that original.
You can really fluff it out.
Yeah, I did that with a comb. Are you guys getting that latency?
Nah, not on my end.
Not on my end either.
Wow, I got a little echo.
Oh. Give him a perm. Give him a perm.
Yeah, right. Some rollers, some curlers.
I love that big hair from the '80s. So yeah, we just got to perm this out a little.
Yeah, this guy's great. I am stoked.
And the Fright Zone and Modula.
Yeah.
Yep. And I love that, again, it wasn't much of an action, but they've still got that classic crossbow.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not going. It's not firing. Oh, no. Okay. It's just a little hung up. Why doesn't it work as well as the old ones did? The old ones were like a hair trigger, man.
Yeah, mine doesn't work like that.
No, it's like you got I had to take it off his arm to do it.
Is your guys' twisty at the waist? I have a twisty at the waist.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you can remove it.
Dude, yeah, totally. He's got all the modulation of the regular figure. Woo-hoo.
Did we all just rip our Grizzlors on camera?
Totally ripped them in half. We're ripping Grizzlors tonight. There's a new phrase you could say, ripping Grizzlors.
Ripping Grizzies.
No, here we go.
What'd you guys do last night? I just ripped a couple of Grizzies.
Rip a Grizz.
Rip a Grizz.
Ripping the Grizz with my boys.
That's right. Sit back, ripping Grizz.
Tomorrow when I take a picture of this guy, that's going to be a hashtag in there on my Instagram.
Let's do it.
Let's make the Rip a Grizz hashtag
Rip a Grizz
popular. Let's make it trend or something. Trending.
Yeah, right.
Is Jay still with us in the chat?
I haven't seen him in there for a while. He's like, these guys are having internet problems.
I know his video just uploaded.
Oh, okay.
Oh, good. Look, I did notice that the joints are really tight, but this one's like a little loose this way, but the knee joint's tight. So there's that.
Mine's actually pretty stiff all the way through, which is good. Like it's firm, but it's not too tight.
Uh-oh. Man, I ripped a Grizz and my fur's all warm now. Yeah.
Yeah.
We asked for it.
There we go. That's gonna catch fire for 2023. Ripping Grizz.
Yeah. Ripping the
Ripping the Grizz.
I kind of like that this one can get you can give him like bedhead, you can make him look angry, you can his hair is very expressive in this one. This one he's just he's like a marshmallow of hair, you know?
Right.
Is that the 80s one?
Yeah, that's the vintage. Mine's over
Yeah,
there
my
somewhere.
vintage is the same.
I've got the vintage, and he still got his harness, which I'm impressed with because it's so hard to make sure that they keep all those vintage harnesses, man. Those things, they degrade so quickly and easily.
Yeah, I'm lucky that this guy's in good shape.
Yeah, he really is. That's great.
Now, I might be mistaken. The 80s didn't come with an axe.
No, because he had 2 open hands.
Yeah, so this is a new
It's
feature
a
and weapon, and he's got 4 fingers.
Yes, I did know that. Yeah, because the vintage
just like the vintage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's completely new tooling for the hands. Well, I mean, it's new tooling for the whole body for him.
Yeah. That face makes me so happy.
Right.
It's a good face.
Well, this is my happy face.
Oh no, I got 2% on my phone. So remember, guys, hit that like button. Remember to subscribe. Skele Vader and Oz. We'll see you in the next one. Collecting Classics.
Thanks for being here, Ray.
Later, brother.
Well,
that was great. I don't know how we made that work, but for some reason the internet came back. Like, I don't know. So
hey, I'm glad it did.
JMax77, long live Grizzlor. Welcome, Jay. Good to see you in here.
Good to see you.
GamerBud, if you have Ram Man, you can have them duel with those axes because they're the same one. That's so true.
I've got
axe.
3 of that axe now because I had one with Ram Man, one with Koldar, and now one with Grizzlor. And if you get the Goldberg from WWE Eternia, he has the other Ram Man axe. So I can actually make 2 of that really giant, like dual wielded that huge battle axe.
Yeah. It would have been good to have a spare hand, like another gripping hand with this guy.
I know. I really wish, like, again, being a Mattel Creations thing, I really wish they would have put that in there. But I mean, again, it's the same cost basically as a retail figure, a little bit more. He does cost a lot more to do. I mean, they say he costs a lot more, but actually, after getting him in hand, pulling him apart, and seeing how they just like, I hate to say it, I could go to Michael's and buy some, faux fur and glue it onto a figure about the same.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was like more like almost rooted hair.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I thought it was a little bit more like that, especially like for the head part, but I can tell they've got it sewn and stitched together at the top of the head here because I can feel the seam and where it's glued on.
Yeah, it's definitely, you can feel, I get a little like a clump
Get a knot.
of fabric. Yeah.
Yeah, you could feel it. So all they did was take like the faux fur and glued it around this figure. So I'm really not thinking that costed as much as I thought it did for them to do this to a figure.
No, they went with the same thing here. They've got the sewn on fur, probably a few spots of glue.
Yeah.
Corey said something disturbing. I had it up for a little bit and I was like, he said, you might not want to hear this, but the vintage just has a bunch of skin oil and sweat in his hair from previous handlers. Yes, that's true. You can wash these, folks.
Yes.
You can wash them.
As a matter of fact, I recommend to anybody who has vintage figures to wash them.
Always wash your vintage figures, folks. A little drop of just soap and then some hot water.
Do not fully submerge, however, because most of these vintage not so much the regular, no, because they're spring loaded. Yeah. Do not dip your vintage figures in hot water because the spring inside will rust. But a toothbrush, hot water, and soap Clean your figures.
Clean your vintage figures, folks. Hashtag rip a grizz.
Rip or Grizz, clean your figures.
Hashtag clean your figs. Clean your figs, rip a grizz. Corey also said we need to we pulled them apart at the same time. We need to isolate that for a montage. Oh, an opening montage. Yeah.
I'm gonna hit that on my B-roll.
Yeah, I'll have to figure out how to do that. But that's great. Oh, Hillian Dread, welcome. Yeah, yes, Eternia is out of my price range too. But you pre-ordered Wave 11 and Deluxe Wave 6. Cool. Awesome.
Excellent, Hillian Dread. Good job, man.
Yeah. And keep your Grizzlor away from the slime pits. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, do not. There's a reason they made him the jailer of the Fright Zone and not the operator of the slime pit.
Yep. And then Triangle Flakes. Can you do hot water dip to style the fur? Yeah, sure.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I'm pretty sure I definitely took some. Carol, I don't know if you can remember. I seem to remember having stolen some of your hair stuff for my Grizzlor back in the day.
Yeah, so you can probably put some kind of gel or something in there. I'm not going to do that with mine because the hair.
Oh, I spiked mine's hair as a kid. I remember doing that.
That's nice. Let's see if I can do like a little emo hair here. Definitely a flock of seagulls going on here now.
There you go. Let's get the full flock of seagulls going. Actually, you know what? No, we need to do some Misfits Deathlock.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Come on now. I mean, you're 2 tones away from wearing a Misfits shirt.
I know. I should have worn my Skeletor T-shirt that's in the style Misfits logo. Here we go.
There it is.
Yeah, yours turned out better than mine, but
well, I used to do it with my actual hair back in the day.
That's cool. Now we need pictures of everyone's Misfit hairdos. Okay.
There are no pictures of that. Yeah, back then I was more like Sasquatch, often seen, rarely photographed.
Don't set them on fire. That's right.
Oh God, no.
No, this is great. I'm so
love
glad
it.
we were able to open these together and like have a look at it as make it a toy frenzy experience.
That's right, people. You're watching 40-year-old guys play with their toys on a live stream.
Yeah, we're just missing our Barbie brushes.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm pretty sure probably it was the She-Ra like axe combs and stuff.
These guys are going to be in a photograph tomorrow.
Well, it's like it's perfect for Halloween, right? You've got weird Grimace with 4 eyes and Grizzlor. They're Halloween figures.
Yeah, definitely. Heat up the metal chopsticks and give them curls. Hey, great advice.
There we go. See, Triangle Flakes, thank you. That'd be great. I definitely could curl this out a little bit.
Yeah.
Styling tips for your Grizz. If you want to rip a Grizz.
Yeah. If you want to rip a Grizz, heat up a metal chopstick.
That's right.
Here, Corey's idea for a crossover: Misfits should be in Motu. Absolutely.
Danzig's built like he was a Motu figure.
Totally. I did a series of character paintings and I called them Motu Misfits, and it was like my little secret like reference to the Misfits. But yeah,
I want to see. I would love to see like a Henry Rollins figure. I mean, I know that the Triclops from Revelations, of course, was voiced by Henry Rollins, but I'd actually like to see a full Henry Rollins Origins figure. I think that would be great. A little bit of Black Flag going. There it is. There it is.
Yeah, we need, Kevin Smith threw in some of his friends into the background of some of those scenes. We gotta have some punk heroes show up in the background of those scenes.
I mean, if you look at the Masterverse Triclops, he's got that jawline.
Oh
You
yeah,
know, they kind of drew it like that in the show.
yeah. And then Hillian Dread, if they had waited till spring 2023 to put up ordering for Eternity, probably would be able to do it. I agree because it's right before Christmas.
It's really, really hard. Um, However, if you watch the stream the other night with Jay, and this could make a difference for some people, there is that one payment method. Was it Shopee or something like that, where
There,
it does say you can make payments. I know a lot of people are saying there's no payment options. There's no payment options. If you pay through that Shopee thing, if I remember correctly, it's kind of like PayPal. If you pay through that, you can make payments on it.
good night, Carol. Thanks for being
All
here.
right. Appreciate you stopping by.
So there are options for payments, and as Oz said, also PayPal too. You can do payments to PayPal too, I think.
If you have PayPal credit, which I used to work for, and I'm not going to say too much about.
Jerry only might be taller than He-Man. I think so, Corey. I think so. And Triangle Flakes heading out. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. We'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, definitely. See you next time. Well, I'll see you in the morning, 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
We'll be learning about insurance some more.
Yeah. So Shop Pay is the
Pay.
app is the option for you to pay in payments. It does. Oz, I think you just mentioned this, so sorry if I'm repeating it, but you do have to pay it off by November 9th, I think.
What's going to happen is um, they are going to charge, like when you go to make the purchase, okay, they're not going to charge you at the time you back the project.
Right.
What's going to happen is they're going to charge you at on the 9th. If
Yes.
this thing backs, they charge you on the 9th. So what's going to happen is with Shop Pay and all like that, again, it's kind of like PayPal-esque, the way you pay through something else. Mattel's going to charge Shop Pay for it, and you're going to be paying Shop Pay basically
Mhm.
to make your payments and installments. Jay's done it before, so he knows the system better than me because he's
Yeah.
used it for the Shira and the Mondo Shira and the Mondo He-Man. So he could tell you more about that. But again, there are options.
Yeah. So look in those options. Also, you may not want to go this route because it's going to charge you more money, but Eternity of Dreams did put an offer out there. If you want to go through Alan from Eternity of Dreams to buy one, he'll buy it and then you can pay him off, essentially is how it's going to work. But we did look at the math, and that's going to be really expensive if you do it that way.
His math is a little bit off from what he says because he wants you to put a 150 deposit down on it, and then he wants you to pay him $100 the first of each month for the next 8 months.
Right.
Once payment's complete, he will ship you your Eternia.
Yeah.
So I mean, in the end, you're paying $950 for it. Plus, I think shipping. I don't think he said he's covering the shipping of it to you, which honestly, I'm not sure anybody would cover shipping for this. I'm pretty sure everybody's going to charge everybody shipping for it because
Yes,
it's huge.
absolutely. No one's going to cover shipping for that.
Yeah. So I mean, that's just a thing. But I mean, I feel a lot of people are upset and saying that it costs too much. I think it's really just the time of year and the cost on this
Yeah,
one,
I think
more so than the actual price for itself.
that's definitely the big dilemma.
Mind you, that's coming from somebody who just started working and getting a regular paycheck
Yeah.
again, stating that he thinks it's price wise. Again, I looked it up. Mattel said that when the original set came out, they were charging at retail $140. And it wasn't really moving too much because it was already the decline at that time in 1987 of He-Man. So
Mm-hmm.
they started marking this thing down quick. And now everybody's posting all these pictures of like 89.97 at Toys R Us and other retailers. You have to realize that was not the original price. The original price was $140 for this thing. So at $140, using an inflation calculator, that brings it up to 450.
Yeah.
So being $550, it's not too far off the mark from that.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, if you look back at the polls, were kind of saying they wanted it to be under $500. So we're just over $500. And I can't really blame them for that because it's not like they took the mold for the original Eternia and just started remaking these things. They retooled the whole freaking thing. We took a really good look at it in that other video. You can see there's all kinds of new tooling in this thing. It's bigger than the original Eternia was.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The tracks are better than the original Eternia was. You're getting a ton of accessories with this Eternia as well. It's fully worth $550. I think so, in pretty much every sense of it. I
And you
really
get
believe
more.
this thing's worth
You
it.
get more. You get
Right,
more from this set than you did with the original set.
exactly.
I
And
this is a. I'm just gonna say real quick. I think Corey's idea is a pretty brilliant idea. It could have come out in parts.
yeah, I've heard that as an opinion, and I can completely agree with it, but what people were really worried about, or what I think, because I've seen it mentioned in a couple other videos, and with this being a crowdfunding thing, if they didn't go the crowdfunding route, right? If they
Mhm.
didn't go crowdfunding, I think parting it out probably would have been cool.
Yeah.
You could have bought the parts that you wanted.
Yeah.
Actually, that wouldn't be too bad. So, like, if you didn't want the whole monorail system, okay, you just buy all three of the towers. That's not too bad, actually. I mean, I actually like the towers as they are. I think that's pretty cool. Do I really need the working monorail? No, no. And if that
Yeah.
could save me like $150,
Yeah.
that wouldn't be bad. Uh, However, a lot of people were looking at it being crowdfunded
Yeah. Yeah.
and then releasing each part, uh kind of like parting it out over time, and then they're like, well, what happens if one part doesn't get fully funded and backed? People who wanted a complete Eternia set end up getting screwed out of a crucial part to their set, and that's where that kind of falls apart, unfortunately. Like, if you want to have the whole thing and you don't end up getting that one part of it funded or whatever and you miss out, like, if they were just going to part it out, sell the parts individually. So say you didn't want a complete set, you just bought all the towers or whatever, cool, that would be fine. uh you know but for people who want to complete the whole thing, then okay. So I will speak a little bit more about PayPal, as I am very familiar with the PayPal product, being an ex-employee. PayPal, as far as I know, I haven't actually looked into it for a couple years now, has what's called PayPal credit. And if you get credit if you get approved for PayPal credit, which really isn't that hard, um, you could buy it using PayPal credit. Uh, because you can use it just like you use anything PayPal. As a matter of fact, the icon's exactly the same. And when I worked into collections, there was a lot of people who had no idea they signed up for PayPal credit.
Mm-hmm.
They thought they were just using their regular PayPal. However, I've never made a PayPal purchase that asked me for my social security number and date of birth.
Yeah.
So that's kind of on them. But they didn't read all those little
Yeah.
colorful text things and just kept hitting click, click, click. So it is what it is. But if you sign up for PayPal credit and you go ahead and you purchase it through PayPal credit, you can make all 6 months. Most purchases are 6 months, same as cash, because that's a promo that they run quite frequently. I can't tell you if it's going right now because I just don't know. Hey, look, that non-disclosure would be done by now.
Yeah.
And they did
Meanwhile,
make me
these
sign
Happy
an
Meals
NDA.
are $4.50.
Oh, so it sounds like Ray's got his adult Happy Meal, and paying $12.50 for McDonald's makes me kind of sad.
Oz, what made you sign that non-disclosure?
Uh,
Dun,
they
dun,
they did make me sign a non-disclosure, but everything I just said you can find on their website too. So
Yes.
there wasn't anything I said now that you couldn't look up on your own. But they did make me sign a non-disclosure when I left. Well, when they laid us all off.
Yeah.
And I'm not speaking poorly about PayPal because I actually love that company. I think they were fantastic. I loved working for them. Uh, Synchrony Bank, however, I don't like those guys.
Watch out, folks. If you're going to buy this on credit, use a credit card that you're already using or familiar with. Just be careful about how you do it. It's a big purchase, and you don't want something to come back and bite you.
That's right. That's right. And again, I agree fully that with the timing right now, like, we're 2 months out from Christmas.
Yeah.
So
That's probably my biggest. I'm with you, Oz, and I'm with Ray, and I'm with everyone that thinks like this is a fairly reasonable price for this. It's not feasible for me for a multitude of reasons, but one of those reasons is the
got kids.
holidays, and when you have kids and you have the holidays coming up, you're thinking about them, and it's hard. It's really difficult. It's honestly, it's like uh, the play sets that I make, and I'm not trying to. Last time I was on here with Oz, I wasn't. I was, like if anybody wants to do a trade, you know what I mean. But the play sets that I make, they take such time and effort to put into it. And when I did a commission, my last commission, I charged approximately the same amount, and I was like, well, that's really after all the work that I put into it. I was like, maybe that was a little bit low. Maybe I should raise my prices a little bit because something like this, if it were handmade, folks, it would be $2,000. If you're getting a toy and you look at the price of Lego sets, for example, people are dropping that amount on Lego sets that are considerably smaller and have maybe less of a cultural significance as far as, wow, all of us fans never found that out in the wild, or what we didn't even know it existed because maybe some of us had gone away from it, then to rediscover it later on, and then now Mattel is making that available. Not to repeat myself from last time, but this is like you're buying a time machine with this. Really, the opportunity
Right.
to have this thing that you didn't get the opportunity to have as a kid.
Yeah, when it comes to the vintage, there's not much I didn't have.
Yeah.
So I want to get Eternia. Like,
Yeah.
I want to have it.
I
I
know.
don't know where I'm gonna put it.
You're gonna put it right behind you. We're gonna walk you through every step.
That'll be the backdrop from now on for OZtradamus toys. Will just be Eternia.
That's
Because
right.
I won't have anything else.
That's all you'll have room for. Lego sets are $1 per brick with some of those prices. And Gamerbug put an LOL at the end, but I mean, you look at the price of some of those sets, it's almost like that. Here we go, Corey. You can't compare things to Lego. They're legitimately better investment than gold.
In a lot of ways, yeah.
I totally agree with you, Corey. It's it's like it's hard to know what's a good investment when it comes to toys, but because time will tell. But Legos are eternal. I agree. It's just that they're expensive.
Well, and there's a lot of people now who have invested in getting a vintage Eternia, And it's kind of like, there are some people out there that literally have bought this thing just because they want to attempt to resell it for that high price tag. They're looking for that one diehard collector
Yeah.
that wants it bad enough they're willing to pay $1,500 for a water damaged moldy box.
Yeah.
Now that guy's apparently still looking for a buyer for several years, according to Bobby. So, uh, yeah, people have definitely the put the time in collecting these. People buy Eternia as much as they can and part it out because the individual parts to Eternia sell for so freaking much.
Yeah.
But for a lot of people, those prices are going to start dropping because now you can buy a brand new one that's better with more features for
Yeah.
$550. Whereas Legos, they don't ever really reissue the same sets. They'll come out with similar,
Yeah.
uh, and a lot of times better because like now you could buy Lego castles and stuff that have way more features than the they've got a lot more features than a lot of the older sets do because they've added more bricks over time and everything like that. But for people that look at buying those older vintage Lego sets, you know y- they're pricey,
Yeah.
and that says something. Like, Lego's just one of those brands that's definitely withstood this you know, withstood time. It's held up in value, and it's just always got become a better product.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know, folks. We've got big decisions to make as masters of the universe collectors, and I hope that you've all, if you got the Grizzlor on pre-order, or what are they calling it on Mattel Creations? Uh, Made to order. If you got them coming your way, that's awesome. This is a great thing. You know, the Eternia playset is phenomenal. Those new figures they've announced are fantastic. Oz went through the trouble of gathering a bunch of photos of all the new released images of figures that we decided we didn't have time to do it tonight, but we're going to be talking about those in a future episode because there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to invest your hard-earned money in if you're still going to stick it out, and it's hard to make those decisions because when I saw that Sesame Street Lego play set at Target, I was like, dang, that's amazing. And so the challenge is, what do you get? You get something that is this, or something that is that. And I know not all of us can afford to buy all the things. So
Right.
own your decisions, people. And remember, this isn't just an investment to have something become more to become worth money in the future. It's really just an investment in yourself, right, Oz?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't buy these things with the intent of reselling them at some point. There's a reason that pretty much everything I have is open. And if
Yeah.
it's not open, that's only because I don't have a reason to open it yet.
Yeah.
So,
That's right.
it's just one of those things. I buy these things because I enjoy playing with them. I know not everybody collects that way. And that's totally fine. You collect your own way. You buy for whatever reasons you want to buy. Unless you're a flipper frank or scalper, and then shame on you. Shame on you preying on us nerds.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And Corey, I die a little inside every day I don't have that Lego set. You're talking about the Sesame Street Lego set? Yes, I do too. Every time I see it on the shelf, I keep waiting. The other day, Corey, I saw the Sesame Street Lego set on the clearance rack at Target. And you know how this happens every once in a while. Somebody will take something and they'll just place it down. That's what had happened. I almost lost it. I was like, if that thing's on sale, if it's clearance, then I'm gonna have a hard time resisting it. And it was not, of course.
Well, check for those shelf tags too, though, because if you remember, just a couple months ago when I was looking for the Stridor,
Yeah,
the first couple times I went in there, you'd ring it up, it was for 32.99.
yeah, yeah.
So it's not really. If you can get a picture of the price tag, then they can't say anything. It's their own price tag, they know, and
Yeah.
that's why I made sure everybody got it for $8.99 for a $30 vehicle. Outstanding.
Oh no, Corey, I do have the Disney Castle. Dang, I'm really jealous.
I'll have to send you some pictures, Skelly, because when he built that thing, I got pictures of it. It's
That's
beautiful.
amazing. Look, we got a new person showing up. I don't know UK Living. First time to the show, I see. I don't know what a GTA character is. Do you know what that is, Oz?
Oh, that's Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, okay. Apparently, we look like two Grand Theft Auto characters.
I take that, yeah, because I definitely kind of do.
What's the greatest video game of all time is the question. Well, I know what mine is, but how about you, Oz?
Oh man, that's actually a tough one because there are so many great games that I absolutely love. And being a pretty big gamer, give me a minute or two to think about that, and I'll come back.
All right. I was gonna try and pause and just make it be silent, but I can't. I can't. It makes me so my favorite game. Let's see. My favorite game of all time is don't laugh. It's Super Mario Brothers.
There is nothing wrong with that. That is an outstanding, timeless game.
The one that the if it is it Super Mario Brothers. I can't remember the exact title of it, but it's the one that came out with the NES system. The first one, it's not the first. Oh, there's Mario Brothers, and then there's Super Mario Brothers. So it was Super
Right.
Mario Brothers. Okay, so Super Mario Brothers. I was right. Yes.
Yeah, because Mario Brothers was him versus Donkey Kong.
Yes. Yeah. So
Super Mario Brothers was when he went to Mushroom Kingdom.
yes, that's by far, and it's just my nostalgia, I guess, but that's by far my favorite video game.
Okay, so for me, greatest video game of all time, and it's a weird one, but I absolutely love it. And this is my personal opinion. Okay, it's just my personal opinion. So, Earthbound for the Super Nintendo, also known as Mother 2. It was a quirky, weird game. Of course, this predates Pokemon, even though Pokemon definitely stole like sprites from NES and everything like that. If you played Super Smash Brothers and you've seen NES, this is the video game he came out of. It is a weird, quirky RPG where you're a 10-year-old kid waking up in the middle of the night and aliens have come to your planet and it's your job to beat them with a baseball bat or a
That,
slingshot. And outstanding, just one of my favorite. The crazy dialogue and stuff that they say in that game is out of this world. But if you haven't, go check it out on YouTube. You can see people playing it. I know for a while it was available on the eShop. Um, even Earthbound, they call it Earthbound Beginnings, which was the original mother game for the regular Nintendo that never got released here in the US. They did a translation, put it on eShop on at least the Wii U, and you could get that. And then you can, if you got emulators, you can get Mother 3, which was for the Game Boy Advance. But fantastic.
yeah, that's awesome. I need to look up images because I can't visualize it. I I think
Gosh, it's great.
I stopped playing video games around the time around the time that I stopped playing Super Mario Brothers. So that places it when when we get the question like thoughts about from UK Living. Obviously, UK Living really likes video games. That's cool. Um,
Sure.
Zelda Ocarina of Time, like Gamer Bud already mentioned that that's his one of his favorite games, and
It's a
so
good one.
I've never played it, so I'm gonna I'd like to learn more about it, but that's cool.
Yeah, yeah, that was definitely a really good one. My favorite Legend of Zelda game of all time was also Super Nintendo. It was Link to the Past.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely my favorite.
Now, how about this? What's the first video game you played that made you feel like you were doing something that you had never done before? Um, and this should go. Ideally, this is like going back to when you first discovered video games. So, you've got the educational games in school. For me, they were still on these little computers this big. But
Yeah, yeah, those
like,
old Macs.
yes, and so I tried that, and I'm like, yeah, this is not that interesting. But I do remember my first experience playing a game on one of those computers was that I was like, this is so much fun. Was Joust?
Okay, yeah, and that was a good one.
Yeah.
That was fun. I remember Joust. Um, my old video gaming goes back to like Commodore 64 and stuff
Hmm.
like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And a lot of it was text based because you had to type in the command
Yeah.
prompts.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I was doing coding at like the age of 2 and 3 just to play games
That's awesome.
'cause you didn't have a mouse.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was none. It was all keyboard.
Yeah. That's great. Thank you UK Living for taking us down that rabbit hole. Yeah,
Yeah,
these are serious questions about video games.
I agree. Yeah.
So what do you think, Oz? Shall we call it a night? Did you have any final thoughts about anything?
Well, yeah, just overall, people. I mean, I know there's a lot of buzz going around right now about Eternia.
Yeah,
Um, you've got until next week to make a decision, but even then, it's going for a month. You got until November 9th if you decide you want to buy it. Christmas is coming.
yeah,
You know, sure, it might feel weird to ask people, like, hey, if you're planning on giving me a Christmas present, how about $100 towards this or $100? Ask a couple people if you have to.
yeah.
But I mean, unless you are hard pressed to get the King Grayskull figure, I know somebody in the chat mentioned about King Grayskull. My recommendation, if you can still find a Clamp Champ at Target, go buy him, or go find a Sunman, go buy him. Go buy a King Grayskull Masterverse figure. The head will fit.
They
The
fit.
cape they showed off on King
They fit.
Grayskull for Eternia, it may have been a slightly smaller version, but it's the same freaking cape.
Mm-hmm.
Same fur, same everything.
Yeah,
Build your own King Grayskull if you're that hard pressed to get it. Sure, you won't get a card or anything like that. And King Grayskull will be shipping separate from Eternia. They're going to be two different things. King Grayskull is going to be a figure. I don't know if they're going to do a trifold box like the Sunman and then the Shira and
that'd be
Camo Khan that's coming out, or if it's going to go the route of more the Grizzlor style, Wondar style. But King Grayskull, he is going to be his own separate thing. It's not like the Sorceress where she was packed in with Grayskull. So, really, guys, like if you're dead set on getting a King Grayskull and you're not going to have the money to put up in that first week, build your own.
Hey, that's right. You can do it.
That's right. Absolutely. You could definitely build your own King Grayskull. But if you really want, you know, if you totally want an Eternia, take a couple weeks, try to see what you can do. Maybe you have some collection stuff that you can part ways with that you can sell and try to make some money off of. But, you know, there are ways that you can get this that aren't going to be extreme. For people outside the US, I feel for you.
It's awful. I do want us to touch on that briefly. The prices for international um, Eternia purchases are just unbelievable. It really is unfortunate that's the case. So that stinks. And I get it. That's painful to see. Like those are large price hikes.
Yeah, I live within the United States, and it hurts me for you guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just seeing what's going on with that, the shipping and everything, import fees,
Yeah.
it all adds up, and it's very unfortunate. I wish I've made jokes about like we need to set up the pipeline
Yeah.
where we get us here in the US, you guys send us your money, we buy the product, and then we find some feasible way to get it out to you. Maybe we do airdrops with parachutes on the backs of packages. I don't know. Um, that would be cool. I don't think it would really work, but it would be cool to watch like a whole bunch of Eternias dropping from the sky with parachutes on them, like those little plastic army
Yeah.
soldiers.
Absolutely.
Um, airdropping them all over the UK and the rest of the world, just
Mhm.
to get it out there for everybody.
Yeah.
Uh, like, I wish we could do something like that just to make it easier for you guys to get the stuff that you want,
Yeah.
because we're all fans and you guys deserve this stuff just as much as we do. And it's really a shame that unfortunately you guys have to pay such a higher rate.
Yeah.
Um, I wish there was more we could do to help.
I wish there was
Mattel,
more Mattel could do to help, to be honest with you. But
maybe Mattel could look into airdropping these things to
yeah,
cut down on
drones,
shipping costs.
drones,
That's it. There it is.
hashtag
Drones,
drones.
Eternia drones, airdropping little parachutes.
Yeah,
You know,
man, it's crazy times. I had no idea. 2 years. I had no idea a year ago that this is something that we would be discussing. So it's
not at all.
crazy. These are crazy times we live in.
Yeah, I brought it up in the group chat and everything after we did the episode the other night with Collectors of Power and Mega J and Collecting Classics, where you know we, we're a bit of a it's a bit of part of history, and it may not mean a lot to a lot of people,
Hmm.
but to fans like us, we did almost a 2-hour discussion on an Eternia playset that, yes, I mean, we saw it showed off at San Diego Comic-Con, but prior to that this year, nobody even thought we'd really be talking in Eternia coming out.
Yeah,
If anything, we were expecting like something like Snake Mountain,
yeah.
and we
Oh,
got
we were talking
Eternia.
2 hours about Snake Mountain too. Boy,
Right.
I'm excited about that.
I can't wait for Snake Mountain still.
Yeah,
But the truth is, it's like we're a bit of a part of history because we're talking about this giant, massive grail of a playset that came out 40 years ago. It's coming out again this year. Well, technically, what? I guess 30, 36, 34 years ago, something like that. Because 1987 is when it came
yeah,
out. But either way, we're going to round it up 40 years ago. And here it is
yeah.
coming back into our lives again 40 years later. I don't see this happening again in 40 years like
No,
this.
no.
Like, this is a part of history, what we're doing right now, talking about this, being involved with this.
Here's
You
what I
know,
want. Here's what I want in the next 40 years. An Eternia amusement park.
you know, I'm going to give you some advice that I got from a great man named Blake Wright. If there is something you want and it's not out there, you build it.
You build it.
So,
Yeah,
as far as an Eternia theme park, let's build it. We
yeah.
used to build fences. We got this.
I could see a fright zone. A fright zone ride in the style of Space Mountain.
Yeah. Etheria slash Eternia
Yeah,
land,
yeah.
kind of thing. Maybe Disney will give us some property. Maybe we could buy some from them or something. I don't know. And then we could just
Masters
build
Land.
Eternia.
Masters Land. And it's
Yeah.
everybody, right?
Yeah. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah. All right, folks. You heard it here first. Somebody who's watching this that's a billionaire and wants to invest in a theme park, we'll help you plan it. It needs to happen.
Mattel, I know you're watching.
Yeah, Mattel's the ones. Yeah, Masters Universe. Yes,
There it is. That's
it
it.
is. Very
Masters
cool.
Universe.
Let me pull this up. Sorry,
That's the name right there. All
Masters
right. If
Universe.
this happens, we got to give Nolan at least a nickel.
Absolutely. Hey, Corey, I can build the water features. That's
He
awesome.
can too. He definitely can.
That's cool. Um,
Especially if he had something like unlimited resources we could just dump at him.
oh, geez, it would be amazing. It would be amazing. Um, I definitely want to see that happen. The only way to go above and beyond past what fans are getting now, it has to be something substantial like that. And the way that the Masters of the Universe IP keeps growing lately with the CGI show, the potential movie, the potential She-Ra live action series, all these things that are coming our way. I thought, and honestly, folks, when Origins came out, when the first wave of Origins came out, I thought we're going to get maybe 4 or 5 waves. I honestly did not think that we would be where
Right.
we are today at all. I had no feeling or understanding that this was going to be as big as it is. And now we've got, I mean, I'm just going to say it, Oz. Oz sent me, I only opened up one of the emails that he sent me. 57 pictures in one email that we definitely did not have time to go through tonight. So
No.
that's 57 images of new stuff, of talking points, new talking points for Masters of the Universe fans. Those are just images, and this is like it is a very this is a another kind of golden era. This is like a platinum era at this stage.
Yeah.
And it's pretty amazing. And not all of us can afford to partake in everything, but we can definitely enjoy seeing it all unfold in front of us and seeing the toys on the shelves. Yeah.
Thank you, Nolan.
Yeah.
Mind you, this like I this is like nonstop work for me,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, and Oz and I both work jobs. It's like it's very exciting. I'm very impressed by people who can give more of their time to YouTube, their YouTube channels, and to Instagram, and really staying on top of it. I feel like we're doing this out of the joy from the joy of it, and it's really hard to keep up, to be honest. But when we do have these discussions, it's so much fun, and that's really what it's all about. Hillian Dread. So what happens if Mattel doesn't get enough backers for this? I honestly think, and I know Oz probably feels the same way. I don't really think they're not going to get enough backers for this.
That's right.
I think it's definitely going to be backed. If you're worried about if we want to compare it to the 4-pack, the 40th anniversary 4-pack of He-Man, well, part of the problem with that, I believe, is that it's just He-Man. And it's a high price for 4 versions of the same character. What's great about what they've been doing up until that point has been sort of like, everybody can fight over Grayskull. You've
Right.
got a Mattel Creations villain coming out. You've got a Mattel Creations hero coming out. You've got, it goes back and forth, back and forth. And so the Eternia playset brings all the worlds together. And I think it just I think it's going to hit the nail on the head, but we could be wrong.
Right. I mean, I look at a couple things here. First off, they're only looking for 5,000 backers.
Yeah.
So out of the hundreds of thousands, millions of Motu fans,
Yes.
5,000 people with $550 plus $50 for a surcharge. I don't see this not happening. Do I think it'll all get funded in the first week? Probably not. I don't know if it'll hit 5,000 backers in the first week. It may. It fully may. And kudos to everybody who backs it in the first week, because unlike HasLab's early birds,
Yeah.
This isn't a goal that you have to meet within the first week. It doesn't need 50,000 or 5,000 backers in the first week for you to get King Grayskull. You just need to back it in
Yeah.
the first week and you're getting King Grayskull.
Yeah.
So no matter how many people back it, if you back it within that time frame, you get a King Grayskull figure.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it.
I
To
want
me,
to.
that's more of an incentive to back it in that first week than hoping that it gets fully backed within a first week to get a early bird goal. Because
Yes.
it's guaranteed if you back within that first week.
So this is absolutely true, Nolan, that it's going to be very expensive on the secondhand market. We know that for sure. Corey said, I took out a second mortgage so I could back it, and then followed that up immediately with, "That's a joke." That's good. I think one thing that we should probably remember is something we can reference, and that's YouTube culture. Look at how many people watch Mega J Retro's channel. Look at how many people watch Toy Habits. Look at how many people watch Pixel Dan. And Pixel Dan especially, because he focuses, so much of his content on Masters of the Universe specifically. So, like,
Man,
those
wrote the book on
people,
the toys.
I mean, look at the amount of people that have subscribed to those channels. Those people are also buying toys. That's, and if today, by the way, today the Skelevator channel reached 800 subscribers, which is
Woohoo!
like mind-boggling that that's even happening. And I want to get to Oz in just a moment because I owe him huge thanks for this. But the 800, that's a lot. I mean, that's a lot of people that watch this channel, and that's just mind-boggling to me. So we, think about that, folks. There are people interested in this from all over the world. There are people who are interested in this in your state alone. They could probably equal that 5,000 that they're trying to reach. I think it's gonna sell real fast. And thank you, Thanos, for the congrats. I've done a lot of work on this channel, getting it to this point. But to be honest with you, what was it, a month ago when we started this, Oz, or we're going on 2 months now?
It's got to be about 2 months because if you figure we've been doing one episode a week for we're at 11 episodes now, mind you. This week's a special week because we're doing 2. I guess that's to catch up on the 2 weeks we didn't do an episode.
That's right.
So
because we're hardworking folks and we're trying to make money and we're family guys, we're not going to be able to do this every week. But
that's right. So we're almost 3 months in on this thing now.
I guess we might be. So let me just put this into perspective. When I had you on to talk about Wondar, I was trying to reach 700. And so within those 2.5, we'll just say 2.5 months. I'm not looking at a calendar right now, but that's a lot. And folks, I really think that that's because of Oz and his enthusiasm. And I really appreciate you being part of this and bringing this whole new angle to the channel. Really appreciate it. So, and I mean, it's congratulations to all of you for being here. I'd like to say, because it is a team. When I say Team Skelevator, I'm not just talking about, me and my wife and daughters, and and now of course Oz, who's like a new part of the family, but I'm also talking about everybody who's here, and Gamer Bud for going out on a limb and becoming my first patron on Patreon. So if you feel like joining Patreon, just feel free to go check out those options. A few dollars a month, and you'll get little goodies in the mail, and you'll get to submit questions. And Oz, as you saw at the beginning of this episode, we spent like a good 20 minutes on Gamer Bud's questions. So folks, my final thoughts are, it's crazy. It's crazy out there right now with Masters of the Universe, and it's amazing and it's so cool. But also, I want to just a big thank you to you all, and let your friends know about Skelevator channel, and always shoot an email. The email information is down below if you have any questions or thoughts or concerns. If you don't like, we're not experts, so if we say something wrong, just let us know.
Please. I can do all the research in the world and still be wrong.
Oh, everybody has moments where they're right, and everybody has moments where they're wrong. And Corey doesn't even care about the toys. He's here to see Oz. Like that's awesome.
I appreciate it.
That's what I love to. That's what I love to hear. Let's see here. What's Hasbro going to do if Eternia hits its 5K backer goal in a week with nobody backing the car? Maybe just cry a little bit in the corner for 5 minutes at the most. I think they're coming back in some ways.
I was thinking about this the other day and thought it'd be really funny if they lost an additional 5K backers and suddenly Eternia went. It was fully packed.
Yeah. Oh no.
Everybody just pulled their 350 because they got to shell out an extra 200 and they're getting Eternia.
Yeah.
And I really think that hurts. Like you look at the car, you look at Robbie Reyes, Ghost Rider, you're getting Mephisto, you're getting the Goblin Queen, and it's $350. But if you spent $200 more, you could get this Grail of the toy world in Eternia.
I mean, I got the Batmobile for $8.99.
Yeah.
And I got I got Grizzlor for $17 before tax and shipping. A really cool figure and a really cool car for that much money. So I think for a playset that unites all of the elements of Eternia in one playset, it's touch on all the bases. It's a win, 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 win.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of which, I think I'm going to try and do. And now I want to get a photo of Grizzlor in the Batmobile.
Oh wow! Yeah, yeah. Grizzlor in the Batmobile, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh man, why is that not a thing?
Yeah.
I want to rip a Grizz in the Batmobile.
Rip a Grizz in the Batmobile, folks.
Rip a Grizz in the Batmobile. Windows all the way up.
Well, I just want to say thanks again, everybody, for being here. We were able to talk for 2 hours and 10 minutes about Grizzlor, about what you're all interested in. Shoot, we had somebody coming in talking about video games. That's awesome. We had Ray in here. We had Mega J chiming into the chat. Everybody who's in the chat, thank you so much for being here. And so, click like and subscribe. The whole YouTube thing. Click the little bell icon for alerts, and tell your friends about the Skelevator channel. And
please do.
And I'm gonna post a couple of things this weekend because I'm backed up a little bit here. I got a new. I just got something from Pedro, another part of the trade that came in. So we're gonna talk about that. And I'll do a little video of that, and then I'm thinking about doing. I'm going to ask. Do you think I should do? I was questioning. I found Hordak and She-Ra out there in the wild. Should I do a live thing with that, Oz? Like I've done before. What do you think?
Yes.
All right.
Let's
maybe like a
call it back to the old school. Before there was this toy frenzy, I'll be in the chat cheering you on, talking about how awesome it is. Do it. Do a live unboxing.
Maybe at a different time, like in the morning or something. I don't know.
If it's on the weekend, that's fine.
All right. Good. Corey cranked the heat too. I don't understand that, but maybe Oz does.
It's cold. It's gotten cold over here.
Oh, has it?
I got a flannel on for a reason.
Oh, you're so lucky. It's 93 degrees here today.
Oh man, when So that first week of fall that hit, we had like almost an instantaneous 20-degree drop in temperature for those couple of days.
Yeah.
Then it warmed up again for a couple of days. Uh, October 1st, it started raining because we had the whole hurricane coming up the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
So it started raining here October 1st and did not stop until midnight last night, pretty much. And it has been so cold and chilly out. Now today it warmed up during the day again, and now it's cooled off out there again. I'm really glad it has because I was feeling a bit uncomfortable today. So I'm glad it's cool. Nolan, I know you're up in the Great White North.
Yeah.
So yeah, that -7 degrees Celsius. I see those are my kinds of temperatures. That's what I like.
I
I
mean,
actually like the -degree Fahrenheit temperatures, which are colder in some ways.
yeah. It's just I know. So Duchess of Darkness is saying it's in the 90s there too. It's just too much. Like I'm over it. I'm ready for some. I'm ready for some cold weather. So I'm just really jealous that you get to wear your flannel because I want to get my flannel on too.
So let me ask you though, just a little quite off topic for toys. What do you consider cold weather in Southern California?
Oh, it's not. It's not cold. It's not cold compared to.
Right.
I. This is off topic, and you know, those of you who aren't interested, you can totally just shut off the channel now if you want. But I used to live in New York. I lived in New York for about 3 years, and that's when I really realized what cold was, what cold could be, compared to what I grew up with in California here. So um, I will say that I've always been an advocate for California's heat, for Central California's heat, which is like, in the hundreds for multiple weeks at a time. But at 46, I'm just over it. I'm ready for some. I'm ready for some reasonable weather. But yeah. So to answer your question, Oz, I know what cold is, and we definitely don't get that here.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
But we need some rain, we need some wind, we need some cold mornings. We just need some cold.
yeah, yeah. I need my cold. I can't do the heat too much.
Yeah.
Like I say that I've said several times, I'd love to move down to Florida and like hunt pythons in the Everglades because
Yeah.
if you don't know, they're an invasive species down there. I
Hmm.
love reptiles. I absolutely love reptiles and would never actually harm one.
Right.
However, to go out into the swamps and catch an invasive species that's actually killing a lot of native reptile
Mhm.
species,
Yeah.
I'm down for that. And they pay big money. They pay big money for that. But
Yeah.
I can't take the heat.
The heat.
I can't do it.
At least here we have a dry heat. Over there, it's just
Oh
wet.
god, it's humidity. It's
Yeah.
terrible. It's the
Yeah.
worst.
Yeah.
Like, because we don't get temperatures. I mean, we can get some high days, and we'll get up to the hundreds occasionally during summer. This summer, I don't think we had that many days up that high. But for the most part, we get humidity
Yeah. Yeah.
and 85 degrees humidity, and I can speak from experience on this. Feels just as bad as like 100+ degree weather.
Oh yeah.
And the best thing about no humidity, when it's 100 degrees, you can go in the shade and it does not feel as hot. It is cooler. But when you've got humidity, you go into the shade, it's
No
still
escape.
humid.
No escape. No escape. I know. So I'm a little jealous. You're getting some cooler weather and getting a lot of rain. But
Let's bring you out.
yeah.
We'll bring you out here and we could do crappy toy hunts on the East Coast.
Oh, I would love that. That'd be amazing. That
Get
would be
some cooler
so.
weather. We'll do some fall stuff, and we'll do crappy toy hunts and not find anything over here.
We gotta sell a movie studio on Toy Frenzy the movie that follows a sort of premise of like a road trip premise and
Yes, yes.
toy
Doing
hunting.
toy hunting across the United States. We go up the East Coast, go across, the Canadian border. We'll
Yeah,
pick up Mega J. We'll bring him down. Well, you know what? We'll get Mega J and we'll get Dole. We'll get them both, and we'll just bring them
Yeah.
down, because we'll get Mega J on this side, and then we'll head over towards Vancouver, British Columbia, toy hunting along the way. Grab Dole, come down, and we'll time it so that we're coming into Southern California for San Diego Comic Con. That's what we're
Hey,
gonna do.
there you go.
We'll do a road trip around the U.S. to get to San Diego Comic Con.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I like that idea. And
I kind of want to go.
there has to be a villain involved that's chasing us. There has to be a fictional element so that it's different than just than just a toy hunt. It'll be a toy hunt. And,
a la Blues Brothers.
Thank you. A la Blues Brothers. Absolutely.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Or I don't know. I could go pick a fight with some other YouTube channel if you want.
There you go. Yeah.
We'll get a heated beef with another YouTube channel.
There's
That's
lots of YouTube channels that would probably love to be angry about something, and maybe we can find a way of making them mad.
Yeah. See, okay, that's what we'll do. And Corey knows I could pick a fight. So let's see here. What do we got going on in the chat? We got some people wanting to join up. Duchess wants in on this.
Cool.
Okay. Okay. And yeah.
Oh, okay, Corey. I don't know where to find toys, but I can give you a few spots to stop. That's awesome.
Well, I was gonna say Corey's done cross country road trips a couple of times. He could just Corey, you want to go on a road trip? Go toy hunting?
Hey, I'm sure he's already he wants to at least help us
He can
figure out
play a
where to
villain.
stop. Yeah, and he wants to be the villain.
He can definitely play a villain. Oh, okay. We'll figure something out with this. This sounds great. We're gonna have to go do a GoFundMe or a Kickstarter because this is gonna cost a lot too.
Yeah, that'll be a lot. I think we'll get it together by the time one of us retires, and then it'll be great. It'll be like two old guys on the road toy hunting. And
by the time this comes to fruition, we'll be hunting down vintage Motu origins.
That's right. That's right. It'll be me looking for an affordable Origins Zodak, which I never found.
You never got? Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, that hurts.
Well, anyways, folks, thanks so much for being here. Oz, so we'll call it a night, I think.
Yeah, I think so. But actually, before we go,
yeah,
I noticed we have yet another new person in chat tonight.
Oh, hey, yeah, we do. I just noticed that too.
I want to give a shout out because I have no idea who it is, but we have HP Brown Sauce Craft. I don't know how long you've been watching. This is the first I've seen you in chat here, but thank you. Thank you for tuning in, checking it out. I'm glad you were at least around for the epic road trip Toy Frenzy movie.
Yes.
Toy Frenzy the movie.
Yes.
That I'm really keen on us trying to figure out the logistics of making that work. So thank you for stopping by tonight and watching that, because this is actually one of the funniest episodes I think we've had.
Yeah, this is good. We got a lot of surprises tonight. The internet went out. We got Ray dropping in, all kinds of stuff, and some new people joining the chat.
So many new people, yeah.
Yeah, this is great. Thanks everybody. Thanks so much. We'll see you in the next Toy Frenzy episode.
That's right. Next week, Thursday night, 9:30. It's our new time slot.
That's right.
Come check it out. This Monday night, by the way, folks, this Monday night at 9, I will be going live again on my own channel. So tune in. I have no idea what I'm talking about yet. I'll figure that out this weekend, and you'll see it on Monday.
That's right. There you go. And stick around, click that bell icon so you get notifications this weekend, because I'll be throwing a couple things your way through the YouTubes this weekend. So
absolutely. I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Well, everybody have a great evening and enjoy your Friday and your weekend and all that stuff.
See you, everybody.